Welcome to the Modern Sports Show, home of your college athlete, where we are player-led and player-focused. And guys, today we are at the illustrious University of Alabama. We switching it up. We outside, just kind of enjoying the summer weather and some of the scenery. We are currently on the quad at the University of Alabama. As you can see, my left, your right, got Denny Chimes peeking back there. But guys, this is just want to switch the vibe up on this episode today. This is the calm before the storm. This is the calm before the storm. Not too many students here right now, but here in about 3 weeks, it's gonna be wide open. It's gonna be wide open. So, with that being said, guys, a lot of fall camps have started and went underway. We are on the cusp of football season, right around the corner. And like I've expressed over the past couple of episodes, I could not be more excited. I'm so ready to see my guys ball. I actually just did on our Instagram page. If you haven't, go follow us on Instagram at the Modern Sports Show. All the guys that have been on the show in this off season, I've put them on the show. Put them on my Instagram story. Them flexing, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So head over to our Instagram, catch up with our guys, follow their journey, see what they're up to while we doing our thing over here. Now, I know I'm starting with a lot of energy, high energy today, but that is not gonna be the subject point or like even the focal point of our discussion, at least starting off. Okay. News broke over the past couple of days, right, that Georgia wide receiver RaRa Thomas was arrested on second-degree cruelty to children and 2 counts of misdemeanor battery. And when I was doing my research the other day, Kirby Smart had suspended him indefinitely from the team. But per yesterday, he's been dismissed from the team. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to also touch on Paul Feinbaum, right? And his takes, not in specificity, I think that's the word, specificity, but more on what the culture is amongst analysts and their crazy takes. And then we're also going to talk about coaches versus players. Who's to blame? Who's to blame when it comes to unsuccessful programs, unsuccessful seasons? Who's to blame? I thought that would be something interesting to add, right? So without further ado, let's jump right into it. For starters, okay, RaRa Thomas arrested. And when I see things like that, it always breaks my heart, man. Like, our demographic, football, I think the number was 70, 80%. It's like we make up the sport. Guys who look like me, young black men, we make up the sport. That's a fact. And so when I see guys get arrested for domestic violence, drunk driving, speeding, like all these fickle type matters, it almost makes me, it kind of hurts me inside, because it's like, guys, what are we doing? Like, it's no reason for this. You messing up too many opportunities. You got too much money coming in, too many resources available to be successful, right? Like in the classroom, on the field, off the field. Like, the day and age in football that we're in, man, there's too many opportunities. There's too many ways for players to capitalize on their success. And so when they mess it up, or I'll say we, right, as a former player, when we mess it up to a magnitude that you can't come back from, it's one thing, right? And I don't condone any of it, but I'm also just speaking on the fact of the matter, right? If we got guys getting arrested for drunk driving and speeding, right, like pending no one is hurt, those are things. It's like, okay, young 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, you got to make better decisions. Like, you got to make better. You shouldn't be drinking in the first place, but it's college, and I think we all know how this landscape works. But we got to make better decisions. I've never understood it. Like even in my time, in college, I'm drinking. Like I'm not, for one, I'm not drinking anything heavy. Like I'm not finna uh drown myself in vodka or liquor or tequila, anything like that, and then think I can get behind the wheel and operate it properly to not hurt myself, but to also not hurt the other people on the road. Like I don't understand our thought processes when it just don't make sense to me, man. Cause 9 times out of 10, you going over a girl house, you going to a spot where you probably can spend the night. So why risk it? Hopping in something fast, SRT Charger. Like I said before, I'm not too big on the cars, but my friends, I got some friends who are, and the 392 Hemis and the Trackhawks, because these are the cars that let's face it, these are the cars that my guys are driving. Why are we getting in those? For one, those car people kill themselves in them cars sober minded. So why are we getting in those cars under the influence of anything, whether it be alcohol, whether it be marijuana? Why are we doing that? Be a cool cat. I'm gonna spend the night at old girl crib. It's gonna be cool. Wake up the next morning, get to class, get to practice, carry on about your day. But when you do small, and this is, I should have started off by saying this, or preface this conversation by saying this is more like a TED talk for my young guys, more than I guess my audience at large. Man, you got too many opportunities, too many resources available to salvage them and to throw them away. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't understand that, man. I don't understand that. I guess it's the ego that feeds into it. It's that young mindset that we all have as young dudes. I can do it. Oh, that happened to bro. That ain't gonna happen to me. He got drunk. That was stupid. He don't know how to drive drunk. I could do it though. Like, come on, why risk it? I think what it does to your image too, how it tarnishes your image from a decision making standpoint. If you aspire to go to the NFL, come on. We know what the program is. We know what they're gonna do. We know how that's gonna be used against you in terms of draft stock, in terms of how teams view you if you aspire to get to the next level. There's no excuse for it, man. Stop drinking and driving. The women, stop putting your hands on women. I mean, I got a couple books I could, you know what I'm saying? I got a couple books I could give you. I could recommend, Stop putting your hands on women. The aggressiveness, man, leave that on the field. There should be nothing a young woman can say to get you to want to beat on her. Man, no, I'm going to remove myself from this situation. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this whole back and forth banter. You be done hit me. Now I'm mad. Now I can't control myself and I hit you back. No, I'm going to just remove myself. We got to do a better job at that, guys. Like, not allowing situations to escalate to a point where you can't come back from it. I.e. RaRa Thomas. I.e. one of the greatest linebackers to play here. Reuben Foster. You know what I'm saying? Like, consistently not being able to control yourself and putting yourself in harm's way. I hate to see my guys go through this, and I guess that's why I'm a little slow-paced in talking about this right now, but I just really want to, I guess, voice my opinions, the opinions of the Modern Sports Show, and just, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all got the opportunity, and we all have. You played at, a higher level of Division I ball, or any ball for that matter, right? Just post high school ball, you always got the opportunity to go make millions of dollars. Like, you got that opportunity. Don't throw all your hard work down the drain, because I know how hard we work. I know the hours that you put in when ain't nobody watching. I know the stuff you doing in the weight room. I know the training room work. No one talk about that type of grind. Like, I think it's as quiet as kept. Don't ruin all that for poor decision making. I feel like I definitely ruined my opportunity to get to the NFL, right? Not based on the things that we're discussing today, but just based on poor decision making, not making the most sound decisions when it comes to trying to get the goals that you have marked down. So guys, come on, man. Like, I'm almost begging and pleading at this point, but like, let's make smarter decisions. Let's make decisions that I know Nick Saban is on record saying this. Make decisions that, you know, create opportunity, create success for yourself. Not take it away, and not you know, demean and diminish all the things that you've worked so hard for. We all want to change our mama lives. We all want to change our little siblings' lives. You know, a great deal of us grew up fatherless. I get it. We want to change the folks around us. We want to change their lives, but it's only going to come by way smart decision making, hard work, living up to your moments. Like, we got to do that. We got to place an emphasis on that. So I know I'm preaching to the choir right now, but I'm serious. You know, like that topic means a lot to me. I'm tired of seeing my guys dying or killing other people from speeding, driving drunk, getting arrested, spending the night in jail, having to wait on one of your position coaches to bail you out, and of course hitting women. Like, we gotta. I'm tired. Because anytime I log on Twitter, that's all I see. When it come to those three things, it's always, more often than not, it's a football player. I don't be surprised at this point. It's a football player. This football player died speeding. This football player killed somebody else speeding, or driving drunk, or both. This football player, he beat up his girlfriend. And we know how these girlfriends. I mean, we not girlfriends. And for my ladies, this is not for all of you. By no means am I saying all my ladies are bad women, because it's definitely a lot of good women out here. But when it comes to, if you follow college football, if you know how this industry really works, we know how these girls is. We know how they are. We know how they are. So to give a girl who really don't have your best interest in mind the power to dictate your future, we know they just trying to come up off a little NIL. You got a few thousand followers in a blue check. They trying to come up off that too. Don't give them the satisfaction. Oh, this girl tripping, because we know one or two things. I'm trying to think. What's my quarterback? My quarterback at Florida State. This was a couple years ago. Can't think of his name. He had a promising future, though. He was a starting quarterback, and he got tied up in domestic, stuff. And that I feel like that really warped his future. Because the girl, first thing she did, these girls, like, you're not dealing with the right one. I'm not saying at all you should ever hit a woman, right? But I'm saying we read between the lines. You got a Ray Rice situation where a situation took place. Granted, he wasn't able to get back in the league, but his woman went to bat for his true character and stated that situation on the elevator was not just a defining moment. That's not who he is. He had a mishap. He made a mistake, right? But not every situation is going to turn out in that kind of favor. And even for Ray Rice, it still didn't go right. Like, he still didn't get another shot at the league after that. And so for my guys in college, bro, we know these women, they're gonna feel you, they're gonna irritate you, they're gonna ag. You gonna react. She gonna call the cops. And then it's gonna be on who? It's gonna fall back on you. You the one with the name. You the one with everything to lose. You the one when this reporter or this analyst dropped this article, it's gonna be your name headlining that article, not hers. So we gotta be cognitive of these things, man. We gotta be cognitive of this stuff. But for all my athletes, man, like I said, I wish you all a successful season. Stay out of trouble. Keep your mind focused on the right things during the year. I want to see everybody win. Truthfully, it's not going to happen. But I would love to see everybody win. And everybody, fulfill their dreams. Make things happen for your families. Real talk. Moving on. Let's cover these crazy analysts and their takes. Over the past few media days, right, I think we've seen a lot of outpouring by analysts and bomb bombs saying Deion is gonna go to USC and Lincoln Riley should get fired. And I'm really only speaking of bomb bomb. I can really only speak to him. That's one person I've seen just saying a lot of outlandish things, a lot of off the wall things, making a lot of bold statements. I feel like around media days time, that was his time to kind of live up to the hype of the moment in these situations. And so he said a lot of outlandish things. I'm not really concerned about what he said. I'm just more concerned on the far-reaching effect of what he's saying, right? That being, when it comes to the overall aspect of the sport, what this person says, what that person says, don't allow it to have an effect on you, like my teams, because I got coaches at several schools that I talk to. I got players at different schools I talk to. Don't allow it to affect how you view your team and how you view yourself. They don't know what's going on inside the locker room with you. And that's why it's almost laughable, They don't know what's going on inside the locker room. They don't know what motivates you. They don't know what demotivates you. They don't know what encourages you, what discourages you. They're just speaking about the program at large. And a lot of times in these instances, like, I think things are blown out of proportion with Feinbaum saying Lincoln Riley needs to get fired. Like, come on, man. I don't think people understand how tough a job as such is. Like, you're leading men. They're young men, but they're men nonetheless, with pride, with ego, different characters, different backgrounds. Like, it takes a strong man, black, white, it don't matter. It takes a strong man to lead a group of men, right, to accomplish one goal. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen how different things, different aspects, different factors go into a team's long-term success. That's why it's no doubt Nick Saban is the GOAT. To do it and do it again and again and again and again at a high level, when there's so much turnover, this person is leaving, this transfer coming in, this person going there, coach is leaving, right? Like, so much going on inside a facility. To do it at a high level like that, man, is second to none. And so this was I guess, as far as the crazy takes aspect and this tidbit on this episode, man, pay these people no mind. They don't, half the time they couldn't tell you the difference between a zero tech and a one tech, or a Sam and a Jack. They couldn't even tell you the difference. We just looking at how many points go on the board and who's losing at the end of the game, who's winning and losing. That's the only thing we really report on. So block them out. Don't focus on them. They hold no weight. I think a lot of time, just in life, we get so caught up on what the naysayers are saying, right? Link, right? We get so caught up on that. Don't allow it to hold any weight. Don't allow it to eat at your, or pick at your brain. Pay it no mind, right? And then lastly, this is our last topic on the day. We're very chill day. I'm not going to hold y'all up too long. It's a beautiful Friday. We're going to talk about blame, right? Who's to blame? I guess that's what we'll name this segment. Who's to blame? Players or coaches? This was a topic that I sat down with a few of my friends and family over this past week or so, discussing at a graduation dinner. Who's to blame? Coaches or players when it comes to a program's unsuccess? And this is what I'll say, right? I think for this episode, I've been on the side of the players quite enough. Now I'm going to switch gears and get in the car with my coaches. I don't think players get enough blame when it comes to programs failures. Okay? I don't know who Shannon Sharp was talking with some months ago about some reporter or analyst said something crazy like Tom Brady is smarter than the coaches or the players that he's around. And it wasn't to diminish Tom Brady's football IQ, only to shed light on the amount of time coaches spend game prepping, watching film, studying our opponents who will go out and execute the plays that they give us to have overall success as a team. He really got mad. He was really offended that this reporter said this. And I couldn't agree more. Our coaches, right? Coaches, if you've been in a facility that was serious about winning, you know how much time coaches dedicate to the team's success in their specific area. So if it's a DC, we know how much time he preps. If it's a linebackers coach, we know how much time he's inside run and install and how much time they're on that whiteboard and with their guys prepping for success. I don't think anyone understands, unless you've been in that position, just how long and how much time coaches dedicate to it. And so the amount of blame that coaches get when programs lose, sometimes I'm not in favor of it. Sometimes I'm not in favor of it. Now, yes, there are instances where, okay, on a 4th and 1 call in positive territory, the offense doesn't make a play or the defense doesn't make a play, the coordinator should get the blame. Bad play call. They haven't been able to stop the run all game. On 4th and 1, we decide we're gonna throw the ball. Why? Like stuff like that. Of course, there's always a better play call, and I think all great coaches, they say this: when you lose, you blame the players. When you win, when you lose, you blame the coaches. When you win, you blame the players. Right? Any great coach, I think that's a popular methodology. But I'll say, like, in the locker room, man, guys have bad habits. Let's go back to topic number 1, like our first topic. We know guys drink. We know guys smoke. They're doing this during the season. We know guys vape. We know guys are not working hard at practice, half-assing, for lack of a better term. Like, guys are not just because you see your favorite, and this is to my audience, just because you see your favorite player with 30,000 followers on Instagram and he posting the pictures and he all in the studio suited up and he hard tatted up, man, that means absolutely nothing. You'll go to that facility and watch him practice and you'll be like, man, this dude sucks. His work ethic sucks. So don't be misled by what you see in the media. Like I said, this is the Modest Sports Show. We're going to tell the truth. We're going to tell the truth, how it really goes. Too often, the coaches get the blame because of the players' bad habits. Not coming to lifts on time, not putting the right things in your body, not studying your playbook. I love my guys. Don't get me wrong, and we're going to continue to get y'all on the show. But we know, and for my players that are watching it, we know, you know what's right and what's wrong, and you know what you are and aren't doing to contribute to your team's success, to contribute to your individual success. Because at the same time, don't pout, don't whine, don't cry when you're not working as hard as the next man and you're not getting what you think you deserve. Now, that really pisses me off. That really pisses me off. When you're not putting in the work, but you want to cry about what the next man got. He busting his ass. He working as hard as he can every single day. He not missing practices. He not skipping reps. And then on the inverse, for my guys who you're flourishing and you're winning, and we know you skip reps, I sit back and watch you when it's 3 sets of 10. And then on your first set, you do 10. And then on your second set, you do 8. Ain't nobody watching. And then on your third set, you bust out 7. Nah. It's gonna happen. It's gonna come. So one day, the one who don't skip no reps and who do extra work after practice, he gonna get in front of you and embarrass you. Right now, the coaches, they just like you. They favor you a little bit. But one day, it's not gonna be that. You're not gonna be able to do it and get away with it. Not to say somebody gonna say, hey, you ain't doing your rep. Nah, it's gonna show on the field. So keep living like that. Keep living like that. It's gonna catch up with you. But all in all, guys, hopefully I didn't leave anything out. I hate to watch my own episodes and then come back and be like, oh damn, I could have spoke about this. I should have said this point. Hopefully I was comfortable. Hopefully you stayed long enough and you watched it to the end. Leave a like right now. Stop what you're doing. Just leave a like. Subscribe to the channel also if you haven't. Be sure to go back and watch any of my other guys on this channel. I brought a lot of football players, track runners, sprinters. We got to get some basketball guys and gals on the show. And we're going to change that today. Not going to tell you what we got coming up, but we got something special coming up on the channel. Guys, keep watching us, keep supporting us. Hopefully we're growing. Definitely hoping we're continuing to grow. But as always, stay modest, stay humble, keep working hard, guys. Knock out them goals you got for yourself. I know I'm trying to knock mine out in this crazy life we live. Hey, keep working, man. God is on the way. God is on the way. Live from the University of Alabama, quad, just like that.